All right, we're back. Today is going to be a special episode. We got a lot of things to talk about. A lot of things to talk about. But before we do, happy birthday, man. You know, happy birthday to you, man. Sometimes
Belated.
Well, yeah, happy belated. But you know, as of this recording, you know, just happy birthday, man.
Appreciate it.
No doubt, man. It's always a blessing to be, you know, on this earth and everything like that, to celebrate a new year and everything. So,
Definitely.
happy birthday, man. But yeah, so one housekeeping item I want to address, y'all. If you're listening, all right, everywhere, make sure to either smash that subscribe button on YouTube, follow everywhere, all right, 5-star rating and all that. All right, make sure you get active with all that stuff. Okay,
Go do it.
Go do it.
Also sign up for my bookie as well.
Yes,
Playoff
sir.
games this weekend. Gonna be special for Sunday. Also basketball games going on as well.
Yes, sir. Shout out to all the people that listen on Facebook. Shout out to all the people that listen on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, everywhere, y'all. All right. Much appreciated.
Yeah, definitely. We definitely appreciate it. Like,
Yeah. Get active.
like we don't talk about that enough.
Yeah, for real. I think whenever we start recording, we just go.
Yeah.
Like, we just
start
go.
flowing.
Yeah. So
we definitely are appreciative of you guys' support. Definitely.
For sure.
No pumps can't happen. No pump face can't happen without y'all.
That's a fact. That is a fact. So yeah, y'all appreciate the support. And again, like, comment, subscribe, all that. All right. But yeah, special episode. All-star starters. All-star. And you know what? We're going to get ready to name our all-star starters. But I have a couple of rules. And Amar, you let me know if you're rocking with this, all right? Positions, when we name our 5, are irrelevant.
Ooh.
Right. So
okay.
you don't need to have a point guard. You don't need to have a center. You don't need to have 5 of each conference, right? They just have to be of each conference. We got to have some restrictions and some guidelines, you feel me? All right, so 5 from the West, 5 from the East. You cool with that?
No, I'm down. I'm good with that.
Because, you know, it's the All-Star game. You know what I'm saying?
I'm definitely down. I'm definitely down.
Yeah, I mean, everybody got their own rules of how they pick. Well, you know, I think we should have ours. So
Positions.
5 West, no positions, just 5. And also 2, everybody. Not like, don't say, oh, well, this guy's injured, so we don't. No.
Oh, okay. So
you're cheating when you say that.
So Kevin
5.
Durant is definitely going to be on both sides.
Yes. So people will say, well, KD's not starting, so that's right. No, he would be starting. So you want to get active now? Which conference you want to tap into first?
We could go East.
It don't matter to me. It don't matter to me.
Might as well go East.
Let's go East. Who we got? Talk to me.
You go first.
Oh, this guy right here.
You go first. Cause I'm really trying to. Cause I was really prepared for you to say, like, all right, like point guard, shooting guard, small forward.
No,
power
man,
forward, center.
that's too traditional. You feel me?
Look, you know I know, but the reason why I say that, because that's how the NBA goes about the bullshit. You know me, like, give me the 5 best.
Thank
in
you.
The West and the East.
you.
Also, give me the 5 best 12 as well. Not just like, oh, he's averaging 17 points per game. His team he's a third option. He's on a winning team. They're number 1 and 2nd seed in the East or West. I don't care about that.
I mean,
the Washington Wizards also. I remember. I got to bring this up. I remember the Washington Wizards was number 1 early on in the year. They're the 10th seed right now. I told you it was going to happen, and I'm only saying this because Bradley Beal should still make an All-Star roster, in my opinion. But I just had to bring that up. I just had to bring that up because,
hey, I mean, you did call it. I mean, there's a question of like, you know, are they going to keep it? Are they going to keep playing that well?
Yeah.
And you know, they've had some bad luck though. I feel like, in a way, you know, I've got what game or what team they were playing. And like, I think an assistant coach. Oh yeah, I mean 10 seed is 10 seed. and you feel me? But I'm just, you know, shit happens. But you know, it is what it is.
All I'm saying, anytime Kyle Kuzma is getting the most shine and love on your team, that's great for Kyle. But it doesn't always mean like, yo, it's a good thing. Because if Kyle Kuzma is a starter, 6-man, whatever you want to say, but it's just kind of like, if he's getting like the buzz right now, you know, on your team, it's just like, oh, damn, like they're probably losing games. You know, no disrespect to Kyle, because last time Kyle Kuzma was getting buzz, like he's getting buzz right now with the Washington Wizards, he was with the Los Angeles Lakers his rookie season, and they were the baby Lakers, and he was just hooping. So that's the same thing right now with the Washington Wizards. But let's get active. East, who you got?
But before I have another former Laker that I want to ask your opinion on. Do you have any positive thoughts towards Julius Randle? Because I know that's been a name that you've mentioned to me before in terms of people that have reached out to you and just overall hype versus not enough hype or whatever the case may be. I know Chris Bosh comparison was brought to my attention last episode, which it's
crazy.
Feel
disgusting. No, it's crazy. No, it's crazy because I just it's crazy. We talked about that last week. Why did I see the original tweet today? It's not the original tweet. It says Chris Bosh was never as good as Julius Randle apex. And then like the Miami Heat tweeted out today about like Chris Bosh's apex or whatever, trolling, because that tweet just came up randomly. And I was just like, yo, that shit is ridiculous. But I mean, what do you mean, like Julius Randle? Do I have anything to say, like positive or like?
No. I mean, I just want to hear your
or
overall thoughts because I know the timing of everything is key. I know, like I said, we talked about it last episode, and now with the certain things going on, just wanted to ask.
No, I don't have it. I don't want to talk about the New York Knicks. They're a poverty franchise. I really don't.
Fair enough for me.
You get Cam Reddish and Tom Thibodeau is playing them in garbage time. Like, what are we doing here? Like I don't know. He may need to go. That's be honest. Like he may need to go. But I don't want to talk about the Knicks. I really don't want to talk about. Shout out to RJ Barrett. He's been playing well lately though. But I don't want to talk about the Knicks.
Not here. Hey, it's going to be an episode where we talk mainly about the starters, obviously, but I also want to address some things that's currently happening outside of that. But yeah, let's get into it. All right, so again, guidelines, restrictions, y'all, for our all-star starters. Positions do not matter. We are choosing the best 5 from each conference. Okay. So if you want, man, let's work backwards, right? in terms of the locks, the things that I think we both can agree on.
Okay.
Right. To me, I think there's 3 locks off the top of my head.
In the East?
Maybe 3.5. Kevin Durant.
Simple. Lock.
Okay, cool. I just need approval.
Lock.
I need a guarantee.
Guaranteed.
You know what I'm saying? You're a year older now, so you might be saying some that might come left field. You feel me?
Guarantee. We know Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, arguably the best player in the game when he's healthy. And right now, the Brooklyn Nets are missing Kevin Durant. It's the reason why we're hearing all these reports with James Harden. Shit getting a little frustrated. I told you, James Harden signed up to be the Houston Rockets James Harden. So that's where the frustration is kicking in. He did not sign up for this shit. And people can talk about this and that and come up with excuses, but let me tell you something. I know we talked about it the last pod about him potentially, I think the pod before that, about him potentially leaving and stuff like that. You was like, oh, that's weak, that's corny, but it's just like, it's a validity to it when it comes to like, yo, like, when you on the court every day, and you playing all the games, and you busting your ass, and it's just kind of like you signed up for a situation where it was just like, okay, this is what I was kind of like shown. It's kind of like a job. You look at it like a dream job, like, damn, this is my dream job. I'm going to work for this company. It's going to be an X opportunity. Then you get on this dream job, and it's just like, damn, like this shit ain't all what it's cracked up to be. And that's what's going on with James Harden right now.
I would hear that if we weren't talking about James Harden.
Yeah,
I would hear that if we weren't talking about a former MVP. I would hear that if we weren't talking about a dude that got a 60-point triple-double. I really would.
Yeah.
For like 98% of the league, I would completely agree. But it's still James Harden. I don't want to hear too many excuses. I get it. At the end of the day, anytime you go to a team, you have certain expectations. No one knows what's going to happen based off injuries, COVID, things like that. But at the same time, this is James Harden. This is a first ballot Hall of Famer. So, but anyway, Kevin Durant, obvious lock. Number 2, Joel Embiid.
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. And number 3, Giannis.
Damn. Wait a minute.
I think those are 3 guaranteed locks.
Please do not just skip over Joel. Hold on. At least let me say something about Joel Embiid.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely an all-star. I love what he's doing with Philly despite, not having his second best player. It's been crazy to watch and the versatility of his buckets, as I said before, with that 50-burger he had the other day. But yeah, Joel Embiid is definitely an all-star. I know sometimes people have mixed feelings about having big men in an all-star game and whatever, the type of play you like to watch. But Joel Embiid is a damn all-star, and he is a lock coming out of the Eastern Conference. It should be obvious. Doug, some people consider him an MVP candidate, but just to confirm, absolutely. All right, but just, we can skip past Joel Embiid.
That's my fault. But definitely, like, yo, this whole thing about like the reason why we're doing like positionless all-star starters is the same way we feel about like how record shouldn't always matter when it comes to the MVP awards. You know what I'm saying? Because like right now, like if the season ended today, like I know we talked about like this player and this player and this player and stuff like that, and we know Kevin Durant's out and stuff, but like the Sixers are the 6th seed right now, and like Joel Embiid's been playing like like he should be the damn front runner. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's just like some people are gonna say, well, oh, his seeding and stuff like that. But like, yo, if you're playing the best in the regular season and you're doing everything you can to possibly help your team succeed, that's why I had no problem with Nikola Jokic winning last year. But it's just my only issue is the consistency. Like Nikola Jokic, they were the 4th or 5th seed. It's just like, all right, well, Joel Embiid, if he gets to the 5th seed or 4th seed, like even if he's a 6th seed, like how can you deny like if he's constantly going to keep producing these type of numbers? It gets hard, you know what I'm saying? And it's also like, it's kind of like when we talked about, I always got to bring up Kobe Bryant because I feel Kobe Bryant was robbed so many times of like MVP awards because of his team. But it's just like everybody knew that like that 2-3, once Shaq left, like that 2-3 years that Kobe was like really just hooping, like just showing the world he the best in the world, and they weren't really winning a lot of games. Everybody knew like Kobe Bryant was the MVP. Kobe Bryant was the MVP. And he didn't get it because like the whole like, oh, his team is this and that. But if you watch basketball, you know that like, yo, Kobe Bryant should have been the MVP of those years when Shaq left. You know what I'm saying? It's just like the same thing can be said about like Joel Embiid this year if he continues to produce.
I think it's a very similar conversation, right? Getting voted as an all-star starter versus winning MVP. You know, it's like how much do you value winning? But to me, even as a Kobe fan, it's like winning should be a part of the rubric. The number, right? How much weight it holds is one thing, but to me, and like I said, I definitely get it, right? I definitely understand it, but it wouldn't be right if I was also blind to the fact that some guys are actually winning games as well as putting up great numbers. Now, they might not be as well as Kobe back then and as well as Joel Embiid right now, but at the same time, what's the scale that we have in terms of saying, all right,
scale, yeah.
You know, it's like,
I feel like the scale should be, if you looking at the scale should be this. If you take player A and swap it with player B, will it be the same thing? Because I can tell you this right now. Some of those MVPs that Kobe Bryant didn't get, if you would have swapped the player that won during that time and put him on the Los Angeles Lakers, they're not even a playoff team. So that's when things get started like, yo, like, all right now, like, let's do that. Like, if you really look at it and dissect it, like, yo, take Steve Nash and put him on that Los Angeles Lakers team. They're not a playoff team.
Well, you got to be careful with those examples with the swap, just because like positions, overall system.
Still, I know I'm just saying, but still.
I mean, because you can make the case, well, I'm not going to say it in reverse. That sounds wild. But this idea that like Steve Nash and Mike D'Antoni, like that was a perfect fit. And not to say that Kobe playing with D'Antoni wouldn't have worked, even though but just the idea that like it was meant to be in a way, right? Like
true.
The style was there.
I'm just saying it's still like when we look at MVP, a lot of times the best player doesn't always win because like the team situation. The same reason and it's I just don't like it. I just look for consistency. I know we get on a tandem, kind of like raining and stuff like that, but it's just like I just like consistency when we talk about all-star stars. That's what we're doing positions right now. I'm saying the same thing should be for MVP because it's like I didn't mind like my thing about it was I didn't mind like I talked about like Stephen Curry being like in the 8th seed and whatever, him being the top 3 finishing for the MVP voting last year. My only thing a problem with that was it was just like we know why it happened because historically it's never happened that way. But it should be like if you are having the most spectacular season and you're doing everything in your power to like get that team to win, regardless of your seed, as long as I feel like you're a top 6 seed, I think it's just like, yo, it's hard for me to deny and watch like, yo, instead of say like, yo, Kobe really didn't get the MVP or like this person didn't get the MVP when we know like, yo, without that player and without, you know, in that team situation that he's in, it's just like Russell Westbrook when he won. Like they were the 6th seed, had an average of triple-double. Like, yo, everybody was like, yo, this shit is phenomenal. Like it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like it should be that way all the time.
Well, I think one thing you always have to do is like look at the alternative, right? Look at the other guy. So it's one thing to say, damn, Kobe shouldn't have won it or Joel Embiid should win it. But then it's like, all right, who did win it? Right? Who won it instead? Now, if we can say that a player had a worse year than him, then all right, then a debate can be made. But right, well, that's what I'm saying. The debate can be made.
Yeah.
But I also just don't want to take anything away from whoever it was that won MVP. But with that being said, right, talking about MVPs, another MVP we got listed, Giannis Antetokounmpo, another All-Star, to me, guaranteed lock for the Eastern Conference. Do you agree with that?
Guaranteed lock. I think the Milwaukee Bucks are playing like a kind of not a championship hangover, but it's just like they could be higher if they really wanted to. You know what I'm saying? It's just like a lot of things, COVID, injuries and stuff like that. But it's just like, come playoff time, we know what's up.
Right.
they're stamped now. Like it's only one team that I'm really afraid of them facing in the playoffs. And you already know that team. So
yeah. So yeah, I mean, there's not much to say for me on my end. I mean, Giannis is still unstoppable. Reigning Finals MVP, has a great season. I mean, you're not really going to find anyone that's going to argue whether or not he's an all-star starter, right? Especially if that's the conversation, right? So we have 3 locks we have 3 locks.
Yeah,
Giannis,
our opinion. You can say
Joel
our.
Embiid, and of course, because you said, you agree to all 3. So we have 3 locks. We got Giannis, Joel Embiid, and Kevin Durant. So I'm going to name you my starting 5 for the East because I know these other 2 won't be locks. You might agree with them, but I don't think they're locks. So my, whoo.
You made me say you want to say something crazy.
I'm not. All right. So my all-star starters coming out of the Eastern Conference, I have Kevin Durant, I have Giannis, I have Joel Embiid, I have DeMar DeRozan, and last but not least, I have James Harden. I want the 2 Cali boys starting in the backcourt for the Eastern Conference. Now, I know a lot of people are going to have mixed feelings about the last name that I said, but I'm sticking with it. One of the most hated guys in the league, right? Obviously, there's a lot of rumors and shit going on. I get it. He still should be starting the All-Star game. And I'm sorry, too. I know there's a lot of fans out there that might reside in the city of Chicago that might have something to say, but it's still James Harden. So, this is my
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. James Harden averaging 22, 8 and 10, leading the league and assists. Like,
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
He's damn near averaging almost a triple-double. Nobody's really talking about it.
And he's in trade talks. And it's like there comes a point in time where people tend to separate like emotion with what they actually see, right? So if you don't like James Harden, all right, cool. You don't like James Harden, whatever. It is what it is. But don't deny what the brother is doing, right? Like don't deny that his numbers are still there. Don't deny that he's still playing winning basketball, right? So, like I said, I get the frustration from a fan's perspective if you might not like him for certain decisions, but damn it, don't be an idiot, right? Don't be someone who's just blind to what he's doing. Like, he should be an all-star star. Now, to me, like I said, it's not a lock. If someone were to come to me and say, like, yo, I feel like another player, there probably is only like 1 or 2 other guys that I feel like a case can be made, but like, he not having the season that y'all think he's having. He's not having the season where, you know what I'm saying, he's playing ass. Like, it might not be the MVP, you feel me, numbers, but it's not like
coming off an injury, too.
Like coming off an injury, playing with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. Like, hey, guys. He's still probably better than your favorite player or better than, your team's best player. So we might want to calm down.
Also, he's playing a point guard position when he's dictating pace, facilitating. He's responsible for a lot of that offense, and it's just like a lot of people. If I'm the Brooklyn Nets, you might want to get your act together because like James Harden makes the game easier for Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. And I still feel like if James Harden decides to go or whatever, that Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant can still win a championship together because they're that talented, they're that great. But let me tell you something, like James Harden makes the game way easier being a point guard for your team than, let's say, a Kyrie Irving. Because as great as Kyrie Irving is, we know what Kyrie Irving is about. Kyrie Irving is a killer. Kyrie Irving is an assassin. Like he's isolation king, as far as I'm concerned. But James Harden, he's an isolation king. He's an assassin. He's a scorer. But you know what? He's also one. I think people don't forget about this. And the reason why I say he's one of the greatest offensive talents this history of the game has ever seen, because like he's one of the greatest scorers this game has ever seen. But you know what? He's also one of the greatest passers this game has ever seen as well. So you have that combination of both. So it's just like he makes the game easy for everybody on the court. So it's just like you might want to think about that with all this stuff going on with James Harden and try to make that brother happy and hope y'all win the championship because like he's needed in BK.
Yeah, he's. I'm trying to think of the word needed, or if there's another phrase that I would use. He's needed. That's how. Even though the fantasy football season is over, you can keep the excitement alive with MyBookie's double deposit bonus. Having your initial deposit matched up to $1,000 is like playing every game with home field advantage. All you have to do is sign up, use promo code NOPumpFakes, and get your funds credited to your account instantly so you can start placing your bets with MyBookie. With the NFL postseason in full swing, there's no shortage of games to choose from at MyBookie. And everyone knows that playoffs equal points. It's the best time of the year to hammer overs. With every player out to make a name for themselves, you know player props are a great way to find an edge. MyBookie is also home to exclusive contests that can be used to maximize your winnings and make 2022 your best year yet. Don't miss out. Double your first deposit up to $1,000 by using promo code NOPumpFakes. Place your bets and get ready for the intensity of playoff action. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. So before I talk about DeMar DeRozan, do you want to say your 5?
Oh, of course. I'll roll my
Man
5.
said, of course.
I'll roll my 5. I'm not mad. That's crazy. I'm not mad at the James Harden. I really respect it because I'm not mad at it because James Harden really is. He's still arguably a top 5 to 10 player in this game. People may like feel like that's crazy or something, but he's still a top 5 to top 10 player in this game. And it was just like people got comfortable. They was waiting for the like slander early on in the season, like, yo, he's playing bad, this and that, the rule change and stuff like that. But it was just like the man coming off an injury, he didn't really get to train and all. There was a whole lot of factors that happened with James Harden. People were really waiting and eager to like slandering this man. So it's just kind of like, I like it. But let's get to my Eastern Conference All-Star starters. We got Kevin Durant, even though it's going to be out probably most likely. We got Giannis. We got Joel Embiid. We got DeMar DeRozan for me. Damn, that's basically all the MVP candidates kind of. And then there's Trey Young.
Oh, I knew this brother was going to say
Trey Young. Trey Young is an all-star starter. They already robbed him last year, but not included him in the all-star game. And people are going to talk about the Atlanta Hawks are struggling and stuff like that. It ain't because of Trey Young. Like, Trey Young has been consistent. Trey Young has been there. Trey Young is an all-star starter this year. He's arguably a damn near a top 3-point guard in the game, most likely. If I had to break it down, really. You know what? He's a top 3-point guard in the game. And I'm not gonna hesitate because there's no pump fakes. He's a top 3-point guard in the game. He's averaging 27 points per game, shooting like 45% for the field, like 37% for the 3-point line. The brother is special. 9 assists per game, second after James Harden. He's special. He's special. All-star starter.
All right, let's address the elephant in the room.
All-star starter.
Their record is bad. What would you say to address that?
The same thing what we just talked about. When we want do you want the best players? Do you want the best players in the All-Star game? Or do you want guys that's, let's say, like, okay, well, he's this seed is number 1, number 2. Like, let's throw him in as a starter. Like Drew Holiday. Some people feel like Drew Holiday should be a starter. I'm just saying, some people feel like Drew Holiday could be a starter.
No, they don't. No, they don't. No, they don't. No, they don't. There's no one with the they don't. There's no one outside the city of Milwaukee that believes that.
Some people feel like, hey.
No, they do not. No, they do not, bro.
I'm telling you, bro.
No, that you provide their app off camera. Off camera. We don't get no free clout, but provide the app. Nobody realistically believes it. And I love Drew Holiday, right? Great two-way player. He's an NBA champion. Maybe he makes the All-Star game. Who knows? But see, this is the thing too, right? So again, whenever we put out these lists,
not rankings, starter, but make the All-Star team. That's what I was saying.
Big difference.
That's true. But
literally, that's a big difference. Like
the record doesn't matter.
That could be. I'm saying that could be the difference between you saying he's a top 5 player in that conference or a top 12. That's literally a huge difference. So
that's true.
One thing that I would say, I know you mentioned Drew Holiday just as an example.
Yeah.
But we are talking about James Harden and another player, Zach LaVine.
Yep.
Right? And so the difference is, right, if you want to make that comparison between Trey Young and Drew Holiday, someone can argue Drew Holiday has the wins, but then Trey Young has the stats. So you can pick which side of the scale you want to rock with. right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to compare Trae Young to a James Harden or a Trae Young to a Zach LaVine, those two other brothers got the wins and the stats, right? And even if you think that Trae Young has better stats than those guys, the gap between his stats and them ain't as big as a gap between their wins and his wins, right? And again, I know
wins.
Clearly, but I'm saying okay, that's what I'm saying. There has to be some sort of like weight to it. Now,
that's fine.
Again,
that's
I'm not
fine.
sitting here saying that he shouldn't be in the game. Of course not. But I cannot sit here and say that a dude with a losing record in comparison to two brothers who have a top 4 seed in the conference and are playing well, nah, y'all gonna be 6-man for this game. I don't know if I can get jiggy with that. I really don't. I don't know if that's something I can say with confidence. I don't like, and again, love Trae. I think Trae Young is a perfect type of all-star player that I would love to watch. But in terms of just straight up all-star starters, if I got to choose between those 3 guys, I can't go with the one that has a losing record. And I'm not saying that, it's just, well, that's like majority of the reason why. But like we got to have some weight to it.
It's a lot easier to win when you got Kevin Durant playing on your team. That's an MVP
you are absolutely right.
It's a lot easier to win when for Zach LaVine. I love Zach LaVine. You're not gonna find a bigger fan of Zach LaVine than me. You know what I said about Zach.
And you know what's funny? Hey, there's gonna be a lot. Like I said, it's a lot of. I was hoping you said Zach because at least one of us to be safe.
Yeah,
but there's gonna be a lot of people that's frustrated that we didn't say Zach. And again, we know how you feel about Zach. Much love, much respect to Zach. But
yeah, and the reason why I said that because I'm a big component in like not having 2 players on the same team starting the All-Star game.
See, all right.
Now
you're letting emotions and other factors get to the way. You judge a guy because you're on the same team as another All-Star.
The reason why I'm saying that because it's like it's especially when they play the same position. Like Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan, they kind of play the same position, and it's just like I know we said positionless, so I'm just looking at it like this: like Zach LaVine, as great as he is, DeMar DeRozan, as great as he is, it's just like all right, they kind of cancel each other out. And DeMar DeRozan came to the Chicago Bulls and kind of made him a playoff team and made him this championship caliber team. So I'm going to give him the edge at the All-Star game. But
okay,
if I had to pick, it's just like, all right, James Harden's playing with Kevin Durant, James Harden, also the way he kind of started. I know James Harden's still top 5, top 10 player, but the way he started the season, it was very rocky. And I look at Trae Young, who's been a model of consistency on a team that's been like not living up to expectations. He's still been the guy that's really doing everything to keep that team afloat. And it's just kind of like, also, the brothers coming off a Eastern Conference Finals appearance. I know that doesn't matter because this is a new year, but I'm just say that because it's just like you look at those other guys. A legitimate argument can be made that like, yo, other than James Harden, like for Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan, it's just kind of like, well, if you swap Trae Young and Zach LaVine, are the Bulls worse? Are the Bulls better? I feel that the Bulls would probably still be in the same type of standing that they are right now with Trae Young. If you put Zach LaVine on Atlanta Hawks, I don't feel that way. And I'm just like, and that has to team situations matter in these things. So it's just like, I just can't we got Kevin Durant, we got Kyrie Irving playing, and we got DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine playing. And it's just like, I look at Trae Young's his team situation. This brother is still dominant and still the second leader in assists. It's the leader in points per game right now. And it's just like, you gotta give some type of respect to Trae Young and what he's doing, man. You just have to. There's definitely respect given. Don't get me wrong. Like Trae and Zach are probably like the first 2 guys, like for me, right after the 5. I'm not like ignoring what he's doing just because he's losing. This is, again, if this was an episode or a conversation just about Trae Young, I would be absolutely with you. But it's not about him. This is a comparison. I have to choose one or the other. So I have to acknowledge both guys' resumes. And if one of them isn't winning, regardless of who's on the team, I know who's
that
player.
That's not what we're talking about, though.
I'm asking you.
Who's the better player?
Who's the better player? Trae DeMar and Zach LaVine. Who's the better player?
All right, so now you're adding DeMar. Okay, so Trae, DeMar.
I'm adding all 3 because that's really like that's really like the conversation because that's what we're really talking about.
Not necessarily because we both had DeMar on our list. So I thought we were talking about Trae Young, Zach LaVine, and James Harden because those are 3 guys that
you could talk about.
We didn't agree on. So are you asking me the order of those three? James, Trey, and Zach?
I'm really asking you because I just feel like James Harden's not going to make the All-Star game. So I'm really canceling him out.
Or
I mean, All-Star starter. He's not going to be an All-Star. I'm just canceling him out. I think it's no way possible he's going to be an All-Star starter. The hatred is there, this and that, the way he was playing early in the season. So I'm really just canceling him out. That's why I said DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine and Trey Young, because I feel like those three are the biggest, like, one out of those three, somebody's not going to be a starter. That's how I'm kind of looking at the situation.
Well, of course, yeah. I mean, one of those three is not going to make it. I think the other four are locked. The other four, DeMar, and those other guys are locked. But again, even to your point about the swap thing, it's like some teams are built around a certain player. So like that system in Atlanta is built around Trey. I mean,
That's not true.
What?
That's not true.
About the Atlanta Hawks not being built around Trey Young?
No. What you said, like you said, like some teams build a system around a player, and you're gonna make it seem like, oh, like the player is great in that system, and it's just like you can't like drop him off. Like you can. It's easier to drop Trey Young off to any.
Because you let me finish what I was getting ready to say. You finished my sentence. What was I going to say? You said that's not true. I didn't even finish.
Okay, go ahead.
But what was I going to say? What were you saying that's not true to? Because all I said was some teams are built around a certain player.
Okay.
I was getting ready to say, in terms of Chicago, their team is built maybe not perfectly, but they have a facilitating point guard within Lonzo Ball, so he can facilitate for guys like DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine. So if you want to make that case of switching Trey Young with Zach LaVine, you put a backcourt of Trey Young and Lonzo Ball together. Who knows what that does? I'm not saying it's special or not. I'm just saying you can't just guarantee that that's going to be the case, right?
What I can guarantee is that it's easier. You can drop Trey Young off any team in the NBA and they get better easily.
Of course,
just like you do LeBron James,
just like DeMar,
just like James Harden. Forrest not. No, because they don't play the same play style. And you know that.
You're absolutely right.
And you know that. So you cannot
team that Zach LaVine would go to that he wouldn't play well. Name one.
Not play well, but it's just like I'm talking about team overall success. So that's what I'm not. You looking at. You talking about
whatever
like
word you would like to use,
bro. You talking about like team success is different when we talk about certain players and their play style. You can drop Trey Young off any team on the NBA. And his play style fits easily. You cannot say the same thing about DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine. So that's what I'm saying. Like I'm looking at that as a component for the All-Star starters as well.
Okay. And so again, my question remains: name one. Name a team that you feel that DeMar DeRozan or Zach LaVine, if they went to those teams, and let me not put word in you're saying either not play well or the team wouldn't be winning or what? Because at the end of the day,
they would play well, of course, but I'm saying like their overall contribution wouldn't be as high and as valuable as Trey Young because of Trey Young's play style.
Okay, cool. Well, what I would say to combat that is, remember, usage is another thing, right? So Trey Young has the ball in his hands all the damn time. He pretty much is their offense. Those other guys in Chicago, they got three guys that can set guys up and put the ball in the hoop. So that's another thing to consider too. I know you want to sit here and talk about stats, but it's a lot easier to get stats when you got the ball in your hands all the damn time. And we've seen Zach put up points when he didn't have DeMar and Lonzo. So it's almost like...
But it's different between running the show and scoring at the same time. LeBron James is... Not everybody... It's like some people... I'm not saying that Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan can't play Trey Young's play style if they didn't have the ball in their hands all the time and higher usage. But I'm just saying it wouldn't result to wins. That's what I'm saying.
Trey Young's not winning this season. I would hear you if he was at least, 500? I would hear you if they were a top 3 seed.
But it's not.
Are they even in the play-in right now?
That's not. You missing? I think you're missing the point. Trey Young's play style, bro. He's a true point guard. Like he's a point guard that can score and that can pass. DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine, they're not that. So that's what I'm saying. You can't drop them off of every team in this league and say, you know what, go and run the show and like help us really win a championship and help us become a playoff team. They need other pieces around them. Like, it's like this. If you're making a draft and you're building a team from scratch, you're probably going to go with the guy that can run any offense and that can make things better for everybody and also can still score first. That's why most people are going to probably draft a guy like LeBron or draft a guy like Giannis who can do everything or draft a guy like Trey Young who can facilitate, who can score first over a guy that's just a pure scorer and a pure bucket getter. That's what I'm saying. So even though the Atlanta Hawks aren't winning right now, it's just like we seen Trey Young when everything is right, healthy and stuff like that, we've seen him maximize his team and have success doing that in a play style where it's just like, yo, most people can't play that play style. Similar with James Harden. That's the reason why you're talking about James Harden starting at the All-Star game, because it's just like, yo, James Harden does so much for the Brooklyn Nets, even if he's not scoring at the same clip as a Rocket.
That's fair. But what's the one thing you tell me is like the most important thing in basketball?
Put the ball in the hoop.
Put the ball in the basket. And so,
put the ball in the hoop.
Because you got two guys, Zach and DeMar, that can score. And for the record, I hear you. I know what you mean in terms of like being able to facilitate. That's a trait you can carry with you wherever you go. I get that. But at the same time, so is putting the ball in the basket. At the same time, even though we argue X and O's and systems and all that, being able to put the ball in the basket will take you far, right? So let me ask you this, right? If you were to throw Zach LaVine or DeMar on the Clippers with a healthy Kawhi and a healthy Paul George, I'm not going to ask you if you think they will win the championship, but how do you think they would fit into that system? When you got two other guys,
it wouldn't be great. It wouldn't be great. It wouldn't be better if Trey Young was on that team, because it would be beautiful.
I didn't ask you about Trey Young.
No, but I'm talking about play style, because like you got three guys, you got too many cooks in the kitchen. Kawhi want to hoop, Paul George want to hoop, Zach LaVine want to hoop. On paper it looked crazy. Like, yo, and I'm not saying they wouldn't compete for a championship. That's not what I'm saying. But like with Trey Young though, running the show, facilitating, kicking the ball out to open man, kicking the Paul George coming off pin downs, it's a little bit more easier. That's what I'm saying. Like play style, Trey Young's play style can work for every NBA team because of what he's able to do. Similar with James Harden. Similar with Giannis Antetokounmpo, because Giannis is like a dual forward and he can do everything. And Giannis is kind of hard as well. But LeBron, James Harden, and Trey Young, I feel very confident in their play style when we talk about like, yo, they can score when they need to, but a legitimate argument be made that Trey Young's pass is better than scoring. You know what I'm saying? That's different, bro. That's all I'm saying. So
you make that case about LeBron.
You make that case about LeBron as well. So I'm saying even maybe James Harden. You know what I'm saying? Like it. You can start making those cases.
Not James Harden.
Okay. But I'm just saying.
But yeah, no, I got you.
James Harden's pass is crazy. But that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm kind of giving the edge to Trey Young for us, like starting the All-Star game.
I'm with you. Not mad at it. Not mad at it.
And I don't know wins matter and stuff like that, but let me tell you something. They're 22 and 25 right now and recording this episode.
Nasty work, my brother.
They have struggled.
Nasty work.
They have struggled, but it's just kind of like I look at the Eastern Conference. It's not like they can't be in the play. The eighth seed is 25 and 24. Like,
go ahead.
If you talk about wins,
say that again. Say that again.
If you talk about
it's
wins,
not like what? It's not like what? It's not like they can't what?
It's not like they won't be in the playoffs by the end of this year, bro.
Well, okay, but why do you feel that way? Is it because the teams ahead of them are worse?
No, I feel that because the Hawks have been killed by expectations and also been killed by COVID and a lot of injuries and a lot of stuff that's happened with the Atlanta Hawks. So that's how I feel. I don't feel like it's like
I'm hearing a shit ton of excuses.
No, that's not no excuses.
Ain't nobody asking to be a top 3 seed, but damn, 22 and 25. You just talked all day long about the Wizards. They have a worse record than them,
bro. Like, things happen. I'm not. All I know is Trey Young is an all-star starter, in my opinion, because to be honest, a legitimate argument, we can really get spicy. A legitimate argument can be made that, like, even though, like, he doesn't have the wins, like, are you taking Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan over Trey Young? I don't know. You know, like, I don't.
In terms of who I want on my team, or like talent-wise, or what do you mean? Who am I taking?
Better.
All-star game? But see,
better.
Again, that's
like,
not.
It does matter. We're comparing these three players. It does matter.
But that is okay. That is a different question, though. The question that was asked:
all-star starter.
Who are your starters?
And I told you.
I told you. But that's what I'm saying. If you want to get spicy and change it up,
most times those things are the same, though. Most. If you really want to get, most times those things are the same, really.
Not always.
Not always. Most time it is, because I feel like James Harden's better than all those guys. So it's just like this would be a point where it's like most times, but it's just like most times it's kind of like most times the all-star starters are like the best guys in the conference. You know what I'm saying?
Man said, just so we clear.
Yeah.
Just so we clear.
No, I'll be honest.
No, I'm with you. All right,
you lucky. I ain't say 3-on-4. You're lucky.
I'm lucky, or you lucky?
Yeah.
My DMs would have been on fire than yours.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Lucky. Lucky.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Only people that might hate me is Chicago, but at least I said one name from there, so I'm straight. You want to bring up a losing record.
This year by year. We talk about positionless, but it's just like, it's cool. We also talking about, I don't want to get too crazy, because if we talk about positions like based on this year, not overall better, like you said. Like that's a different question because if we start talking about overall better, it's listen.
You're not gonna let that go. I get it. I get it. I get it.
Shit. Throw Kyrie in there. Overall,
see, again,
better.
That's I'm not even gonna entertain that because that's.
But yeah, okay.
Different.
So you're 5.
All right. So all right. So my Eastern Conference All-Star starters, I got KD, I got Giannis, I got Joel Embiid, I got DeMar DeRozan, and I got James Harden, and I'm sticking to it. I'm sticking to those 5.
Yeah. And I got KD, Giannis, DeMar DeRozan. Shout out my boy DeMar, MVP candidate. Joel Embiid, MVP candidate, and I got Trey Young. The only one that's not an MVP candidate.
I'm not mad at it. All right, so moving on to Western Conference.
We got 3 locks in here too, right? Should.
I don't know what he got 4. Yeah, but I mean, if you want 3, okay, all right, let's start number 1. We all know who number 1 is.
The Kings.
Sir LeBron James.
King. They got wore this yellow shirt for a reason. I know what we was talking about today. You know what I'm saying? Yellow, baby. Represent. King out there in LA. We know who we know who the guy is.
We know. We don't even gotta.
Yeah.
The resume is lengthy.
He's serious. I saw him live.
Phenomenal.
I saw him live.
How was that, by the way?
He's serious. Like LeBron different, bro. Like it's
I had no idea.
No, bro. Like watching him up close and in person, it's like, damn, like this is unreal. Like in the way he's playing at 37 years old. And like I said, I know about LeBron's greatness, but it's just like the way he moves on the court. He's still moving like he,
you know what?
In his 20s, bro. That's what's so special to me.
No, I'm about to kill all that noise, man. I'm not even gonna mention LeBron's age anymore. I'm not even gonna say year 19. I'm not even gonna mention these 30. Dog, he's still arguably the best player in the world, regardless of.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like,
that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? He's still arguably the best player. And
I got some. The Lakers are barely in the playoffs. They're the 9th seed. So we're talking about.
I want you to compare Trey and LeBron James.
No. Because people do.
Please do. Give me the alley. Give me the alley.
Only reason I'm saying that because if you're just basing things off of like winning, like shit.
See, no. And what I said the alternative, the comparison. If you can give me another name right now that you feel should be in the All-Star game outside of LeBron James, please entertain me.
No, I can't do it. I can't do that, but I can do that with DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine. That's
because if I had to guess deep down, if it's not like a 100% you have Trey Young over DeMar DeRozan. It's not. That's what I'm saying.
It's not 100%.
It is a 110,000 gazillion billion% chance that LeBron James should be a starter.
Of course for LeBron. But I'm saying it's not 100% that DeMar. It's not 100% that Zach LaVine. It's not 100% that Trey Young. That's why. Okay, it's not 100. It's not 100% James Harden. It's not 100% Zach LaVine.
Right.
Over Trey Young.
I'm fair with that. All right,
just
stay with us.
Just to let you know.
Absolutely. Those weren't
LeBron.
LeBron.
All right, LeBron lock. Another lock.
LeBron. All right, LeBron is lock. Yeah, we know he got like 3,700.
Nikola Jokic lock.
Reign MVP. You got it.
Of course.
Lock. Special what he's doing.
Talk about playing with.
Shout out to all the Jokic fans out there. All right, all the Jokic fans out there, y'all definitely go like, comment, subscribe, because y'all get active with bruh, man. Okay, so hey, we definitely got him as starters on this side. But
they get crazy.
Y'all get crazy. Jokic fans are crazy.
A lot of cap too.
I'm all pro on Jokic because y'all are crazy as hell.
Definitely
that is
pro,
a mod, guys. That is a mod, guys. To make y'all very, very clear. A mod says the bullshit, not me. Okay,
ain't no bullshit. Bullshit is some bullshit. Bullshit is I'm talking about that Nikola Jokic is a better defender than Joel Embiid because some damn defensive analytics. That's bullshit. And I don't give a damn who want to argue, who want to debate. It's no debate. Don't get caught up in defensive analytics. Nikola Jokic. He's improved defensively, but that shit don't mean nothing when we talk about Joel Embiid and Nikola Jokic when we compare their defense. Stop the cap. Like, Joel Embiid out there on pick and roll guarding at times. Guarding guards. Like, we gotta stop the nonsense. But it's shout out Nikola Jokic. He's a lock.
We got Jokic. We got LeBron. We got Jokic. We got number 3.
Number 30, lock.
That boy Wardell. That boy Stephen Curry. Also a lock. Another guy who definitely be dope to see him playing another All-Star game. I mean, for reasons that don't need to be said, Stephen Curry. We don't really have to waste time. Greatest shooter of all time, has the most threes in NBA history. We should have had a predict. We should do that at some point too. Prediction for Finals MVP. Get that my bookie in. You feel me? What's the odds?
Yeah.
What's the odds when you know what I'm saying?
That is a good one.
Yeah,
That was a good one.
we should do that.
That's a yeah. Phew.
You know, but yeah, Stephen Curry lock. So we got those, I guess, out the way. LeBron James.
Should I go first this time since you went first with
Yeah, by all means, let it fly. Go ahead.
DeMar and James Harden?
Go ahead.
And you know, since you said DeMar, because DeMar's kind of locked, like you were saying, like I'm gonna get with another that's kind of locked. Ja Morant.
Indeed.
Third seed in here we go. Wins. Third seed, Memphis Grizzlies, third seed in the Western Conference, but I don't give a damn about none of that. Ja Morant's been special this year. Ja Morant has been a hooper. Ja Morant is very, extremely, extremely talented. And newsflash, ladies and gentlemen, Ja Morant should be like, he's creeping up when we not talking. It used to be like, we had a podcast, should Ja Morant be in the MVP conversation? You damn right. Should Ja Morant win the MVP? That's what I want to start hearing because he's putting up. People are getting hurt. The Bucks and Giannis are kind of dropping down. Like, not Giannis. Ja Morant is like, he's creeping. And people better be careful because just like Nikola Jokic, a lot of people, Nikola Jokic was playing phenomenal, but like he also benefit for a lot of things that kind of happen as well. And the same thing can happen with Ja Morant if, you know, things fall in his favor. We could be seeing the second youngest MVP after Derrick Rose win the MVP this season. Who knows? But Ja Morant, positionless, right? Rudy Gobert is not an all-star starter in my eyes. I wanted to go with Carl. I just had to say that because most people are going to sit up and say, we're talking about positionless. But people are going to say that. You thought Rudy Gobert's been phenomenal. He's not an all-star starter in my eyes. I don't give a damn if we wasn't going position. I'll probably pick Karl Anthony Towns over and we was just going like based on
why you just yell at like 100 and they go back to like 70? Because you said as if like I said like he should be.
Bro, I say it with so much passion because people are talking about Rudy Gobert as an MVP candidate. And I'm just like, how? Like, what the hell are we doing? What the hell are we doing this? It really irks my soul. But for my fifth, the best player, arguably.
Wait. Oh, I'm sorry.
It hurts my soul.
I'm locked in.
It hurts my soul. I'm sorry. And it's no slander to the Jazz or the Rudy Gobert, but it's just like it gets ridiculous at times. It really gets ridiculous. Like,
who you got?
We said positionless. The best player on the best team in the NBA is an all-star starter. Devin Booker. 25 points per game, 45% for the field, 37% for the three-point line, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. He is an all-star starter, and people should be talking about him being in the MVP conversation. I don't know why people aren't talking about it, but it's probably because, you know, a lot of people still don't want to admit that they were wrong when we talk about Devin Booker. Same with Trey Young. A lot of people don't want to admit that they were idiots. As soon as you gave Devin Booker a starting caliber guard, a real starting caliber guard, you saw the success. Instant. He's always been cold. But it's just kind of like when we talk about different play styles. Like, he needed a guy that can run and facilitate the offense and not allow him to have to, like, play the point guard position and do everything for the Phoenix Suns. That's what he was doing before Chris Paul. But a lot of people weren't watching Phoenix Sun games. Devin Booker was playing the point guard position. You know what I'm saying? But that takes away from his best attribute, which is why I always talk about play style, about dropping certain players. It's easier to drop like a Chris Paul, Trey Young, LeBron James because of their play style off onto different teams. But Devin Booker is an all-star starter. He's the best player on the Phoenix Suns. He deserves to be an all-star starter. And even if we're not even considering talking about like positionless, like shit, Nikola Jokic is a center. LeBron is power forward. Devin Booker small forward. Stephen Curry shooting guard. Ja Morant point guard. So I don't really care, but how you want to put it, I feel personally that Devin Booker is a all-star starter.
Well, this sucks. You got the same damn lineup. I was really hoping you said somebody else. I mean,
no. Great minds think alike.
Yeah, I mean, I also didn't want to like change my 5 just because you said that. I don't. You know,
no. Keep it organic.
Yeah. You know, but so yeah, my Western Conference All-Star starters are LeBron James, Jokic, Ja, Steph, and Devin Booker. And it really, really is that simple. I mean, when you look at what those guys have done stats wise and winning wise, I know, you know what I'm saying, there's mixed views, but like,
yeah, of course.
To me, I might say borderline, it ain't even a question. You know, like especially if we talk about positionless. Yeah. Especially if we talking positionless. Like you combine, you know what I'm saying, talking about Book, the stats as well as the wins. Like the Suns have won like what, 8 straight in a row as of this recording. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I'm saying? You saw what the hell he did in Utah, right? The game before the All-Star started being announced, that was a reminder. Yeah. Hey guys, I should be starting.
I'm here.
Come on now, 8 straight wins ain't easy. Mm-hmm. It's really not. COVID season or not, like, damn it, man. It
is crazy though, things, because I'm just looking at our list. To be honest, we said positions before we started talking on this episode, before we started recording and talking. They don't really look positionless. It looked like, these should be the starters. I mean, we may disagree with the point guard position for James Harden in the East, but it's like,
yeah, but there's no 2 forwards in the West, really.
Okay,
you know what I mean? For our no, I mean,
okay, yeah,
like
okay,
LeBron,
yeah. There you
who
go.
else? You know,
true. LeBron and and
it's just
Devin Booker plays a 2 guard. I mean,
right, I mean, I'm not putting Devin Booker at the 3. I mean, it's so crazy though, because I mean, we got a lot of injuries. You know, Paul George, Kawhi, Anthony Davis. You know, even I mean, guard wise, I know Jamal's out, but yeah, I mean, I don't like. I just let's think of other people that could have been in instead of Booker to make sure we ain't biased. Luka
Doncic could have been in there.
Yeah,
Luka Doncic. The Dallas Mavericks are slowly. Nobody's really talking about them, and it's just kind of like they're 5th seed right now. Luka's playing phenomenal. He's playing special. Kristaps Porzingis has been pretty well, pretty healthy this year, but also been playing pretty damn well. A lot of people not really talking about it. Jason Kidd's really done a good job with that team so far. So I would say Luka can probably be in that.
And it's so crazy too. Again, like I feel like I say this often, but it's the idea of like, whenever we say like a list for guys that should be in the game, saying that someone shouldn't be in it doesn't mean that they're not playing well, or it doesn't mean that we're not acknowledging what they're doing. It's just more of like they have to take someone out, right? By you saying this person is going to the All-Star game, someone else out that 5 can't go. Yeah. The bus is packed. Like 5 people. That's it. That is it. So
people on the bus.
To the Luka debate, because I already know that's going to be the number one. I don't really see anyone else out like really having a legitimate debate behind it. Is like
Chris Paul. Because you got people that feel that Chris Paul is the best player on the Phoenix Suns and that Chris Paul is an MVP candidate over Devin Booker. I don't feel that way.
But I'm saying I don't think Suns fans are going to come knocking at your door saying like, yo, why do you have Chris Paul over his teammate? You feel me? There's going to be some people in Dallas who feel otherwise. But again, you think about the backcourt with the addition of Devin Booker. You got Ja Morant, Stephen Curry, and Devin Booker. Those guys are winning basketball. Mm-hmm. Those guys, and not to say that Dallas isn't, but they're winning at a better clip. So what is it? And Luka's numbers are crazy. Similar to Trey Young, their numbers are nasty. But are they winning at the same rate as those other guys? And even still, like people want to use a debate of, well, look at their team. Devin Booker has Chris Paul and a better team with experience that's gone to the finals. It is what it is, guys. That is life. I hate to break it to you, but it is what it is.
When it comes to certain things, I think that should be like on the same parallel as other things. Not listen. We're winning, because that's what we're about to see with the reserves. That's what we're going to see. We're going to see guys that are like on.
Yeah, and we're going to say that.
Yeah, we definitely going to say that because I that's when things really get dicey. That's where things really get like.
You start hitting that 11-12 numbers, like
no. 11, 12, 9, 10 sometimes. Like.
Nah, you ain't getting no damn 3-4 snubs.
10, 11, 12. 10, 11, 12. It gets crazy. Like, it start getting crazy,
Okay, I mean, I don't want to unpack that now. But
yeah, we don't want to unpack that now because especially if you start seeing like players like that was in the All-Star game last year and not going to be in the All-Star game this year, but should be, and they're better players and guys that are going to make it into the All-Star game. That's a little questionable. I have to question some things because especially if these players that are making it over these guys that are, first and second option, they third options on a great team. I'm just like, hold up now. Like, that's gets nasty.
Start to the game. All right. So, all right. So,
LeBron.
Western Conference All-Stars. We got LeBron, Jokic, Stephen Curry, Ja Morant, Devin Booker. All positionless. Doesn't matter. I know some of y'all are going to say, well, where's the centers? No, some people say, like, where's the rest? Or, you got
LeBron is a center.
Listen. This is our list. Yeah. They ain't you got to have talent.
Yeah.
That's it. You got to be good at basketball. That's our criteria. That's the damn rubric. Who's putting up points? You know, I'm not judging, players based off who's sending the best screen or who's moving the ball well. Who's putting the damn basketball in the hoop? That's my criteria.
Could have gotten. I didn't see some lists that got really nasty, like LeBron starting, and then you got Nikola Jokic. Then you got Rudy Gobert.
I mean, the only person that you'd have to take out is Devin Booker. Like, you're not about to take out Steph or Ja. So, like, it's not a.
No, let me say. And so I'm saying people: LeBron, Nikola Jokic, Rudy Gobert. That's 3.
Why do you keep saying his name? What are you getting at here?
Nah.
You're not. Oh, you got Rudy Gobert in the All-Star game over Ja Morant?
No, I'm just saying.
Make sure you say that so we get a social clip of it.
No, I was saying that because some people were saying, like, you could put, like, Nikola Jokic as, like, the point guard. Like a point guard.
All right, cool. Any way you want to work it, bro.
No, I'm just thinking like, I'm telling people. Somebody was really telling me this. Like, I can't think of the whole list, but it was something kind of crazy. It was something kind of crazy. Like, because they were kind of like doing it. They were basing off of, like, they wanted to have Rudy Gobert at the center position so bad, right? So they had Rudy Gobert at the center position, and they had Nikola Jokic at the point guard position. Then they had LeBron James at the small forward position. And then they had a power forward, and then they had a shooting guard. And that shooting guard was Stephen Curry.
And let me ask you, no shade, but I think if you put Jokic at the 1 and Gobert at the 5 in an All-Star game, I literally think the Eastern Conference would score 300 points. I really think someone on that team might score 70 in the damn All-Star game. Are you crazy?
Pick and roll.
who is Jokic guarding if Gobert's your 5? Jokic is guarding Zach LaVine? 70
Pick and roll. Pick and roll.
He's guarding James Harden?
I'm just saying, bro. I know. It's
you
funny.
brought it
It's
up.
crazy.
You
It's
brought it
funny,
up.
though. Yeah, it's
and
crazy.
I know it's an All-Star game. I know we don't care about defense, but damn it, shit. Are we really about to see a 300 clip? You know how many points 300 is?
Yeah.
You know how many points 300 is?
Yeah, that was my thing. I was just like, what are we doing? Like, I get
what
like
are we doing?
I get Nikola Jokic. He's a point center and stuff like that. But it's still like, we're not gonna get disrespectful.
And LeBron is a point center. Magic Johnson is a point center. Jokic has the ability to pass well, right? But that doesn't make, just because you can pass well doesn't make you.
Whoa. He also runs the show though. Like, he kind of runs the show. Like, when we think about point guards, we think about like running the offense as well. Nikola Jokic runs the offense as
Very
well.
True.
On a low block and also like, bringing the ball up transition and stuff like that. I'm not gonna sit up and say he's like, I'm not gonna disrespect other players, but like you're
absolutely right. He facilitates, he gets the job done, he passes well, especially for a big man at that size. Absolutely. But who the hell would he be guarding at the 1?
Yeah,
and obviously, this too. I mean, all right, so let me think backwards, right? So
cross matchups.
Right.
You know how the NBA does now. He ain't going. You think he gonna be out there? He probably try to guard Giannis something. Or a wing. He ain't guarding no. Come on now.
Outside of Embiid, who you can make the case is also a perimeter player. That entire, maybe they might have him guarding Giannis. I don't know. It's still
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, Giannis. He probably guarding Giannis.
Why are we even talking about this? Because this would mean that Rudy Gobert is starting.
Don't be surprised don't be surprised when we see the list. When we see the list that.
Oh yeah, and that's nothing too, y'all. That we make sure we address this. This list, to you all's knowledge, and hopefully y'all appreciate this, is coming out a couple of minutes before the official NBA's list. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it might be different and whatnot. But we got our own guideline and how we choose. You feel me? Like, it's not like, where's the so and so over there?
Just like when we picked awards, like we do have defensive anchor and stuff like that. We do it different. Yeah. We do it different over here. So, but just know that our list tomorrow when y'all listen to this, this is or whatever, it's gonna be better than this bullshit that's probably about to come out. Because I got a feeling. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I am wrong. But I got a feeling Rudy Gobert is starting the All-Star as an All-Star star.
All right, man,
I got a feeling.
All right, so with that note, we don't even really need. We don't need a cap or no cap, do we?
No.
I mean,
No.
Cap no cap is Rudy Gobert All-Star starter?
No. He's definitely not in my eyes.
All right, let me stop. I'm sorry, Utah, and I'm sorry, Rudy. I apologize.
No, not in my eyes.
A little bit. Anyway, so yeah, Eastern Conference All-Star starters. I have KD, Giannis, Joel Embiid, DeMar DeRozan, and James Harden. And for the West, I have LeBron James, Jokic, Ja Morant, Stephen Curry, and Devin Booker.
For the East, Giannis, Kevin Durant, DeMar DeRozan, Joel Embiid, Trey Young. For the West, got the GOAT and LeBron James, got Nikola Jokic. Also got my boy Stephen Curry. Also have Ja Morant. But also have my boy Devin Booker. That's my list. That's Thea's list.
We're going to see y'all. We're going to see y'all. All right. Peace. What's up, y'all? It's Theus McBee. Make sure you go follow No Pump Fakes on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever you listen to your podcasts.